the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up!
This is CorbinCenter and welcome back. I have a lot to talk about and I'm a year older. I mean, I guess like since the last time you saw me, I'm a week older, but you know, technicalities and such. So that's why I want to start off with a big shout out to a birthday brother and fellow wrestling fan, Rob Gronkowski, also born on May 14th. You are my Corbinite recognition. You've probably never heard of me, but you know my brother. So look, I'm not going to be one to go out there and lie and be like, yeah, he's a big fan of mine. As far as tight ends go, I'm a huge fan of yours. I always used to put you on my Madden team, so if you see this, I hope you appreciate it. But we got a lot to talk about, so let's move on. Now, boom. Big announcement, a huge return. I'm coming up to Duluth again for Heavy on Wrestling. Heavy on Wrestling is returning and coming back up to the Clyde Iron, and it's been a while since I've been up there. And again, the pandemic really slowed things down, and I can't wait to come back there. I love wrestling in Duluth, and I love giving the people a great, entertaining show. And as you know, I'm a two-time champion, and I can't wait to be up back there in June. It's going to be fun. Now, what am I going to do, you say, or is there anything that maybe is left unresolved? I gotta be honest with you, it's been literally so long that I don't really know how we reboot this, how we restart this. But if you are going to start this off on the right foot, no better person than to get it started. So don't worry, I will keep you up to date on what's going on, but I guarantee you're going to want to get tickets to see what I have to do up in Duluth. So that's a huge announcement. That is awesome. Also, let's recap my birthday weekend. It was a very Chicago-based weekend, which I absolutely enjoyed. First of all, I returned to freelance for the first time in 3 months, participating in the Freelance Battle Royal. Now, I have made it to the final two of this Battle Royal. I'm looking to get back into the championship picture. It's been a little inconsistent for me. Now, as a former champion, as a former tag team champion, what do you do to get back in the title picture? You got to win these Battle Royals. And you know, I hate Rumbles. I hate these style, but and the reason is because there's so many people. There's so many people in my way. Like either I was fighting with a wannabe superhero or trying to battle an Aussie the whole time who was deciding to kick me instead. You have people who are trying to throw you out and in the process making you do weird yoga positions, which I am not flexible to do, and I have to use every ounce of my being to hang on. But also, here's another reason why I hate Royal Rumbles, and I'm going to add it to the list. Because when your leg gets freaking caught between the top and the middle rope, first of all, here's the deal. As a result, getting dumped over by Isaiah, the rope caught my leg, and I was in immense pain. So people were like, but your feet never touched the ground. If you would have just hung there, there would have been no, you wouldn't have ever been eliminated. So it would have been in your benefit. And then on the second hand, I say, because it freaking hurt. Do you know how bad it hurt? I still have the bruising from it. I can still feel it in my calf, and trying to run this week has been an absolute pain. But I was a trooper, and I toughed it out, and even though I got eliminated, I lived to fight another day. By the way, that happened at number 22. So if you were like, oh, if you just hang in there, literally hang in a snare trap for 8 more people to come out, plus have the battle wind down to the final 4, and then have me hung out to dry, everyone would just kick the crap out of me and kick my ass. I was defenseless. So if you thought that was the idea to go with in a battle royal, you don't ever think to yourself that you should be a manager or get in wrestling or book anything, because you're absolutely wrong, just so the record. And then I went to Freelance Underground. I couldn't even remember the last time I was at Freelance Underground, and as far as Freelance Underground goes, it turned out to be, thanks to Jim, I learned this, that it was June of 2018. Wow. It was at the Bottom Lounge. How fast 5 years goes by. And I come back and I get a championship match, and I wrestle Chico Suave. It's a first time ever singles matchup. I learned that we've actually been in a scramble match before. But anyway, first time ever matchup. The contrast in styles, you know, like again, I've been there. I've done comedic things when I wanted to make people laugh. I wanted to be that guy who entertained. And now when I realize that people are fickle and that they just want you to impress them, their minds are like goldfish. They're on to the next thing. And I gave up on trying to make people like me. But this Chico Suave, he's not there yet. Maybe he'll get there. Maybe he'll realize it. But what he's there to make the fans happy. And he'll learn that eventually they'll turn on him, just like they all turn on me. And I would have won this championship. Now, many people thought that this was a given, that I would get it. Big triumphant return to Freelance Underground. A lot of people were heralding my return to be as when Austin returned from neck surgery. It's one of those big ones when Shawn Michaels came back from 4 years off. When Hogan, screw Hogan. Anyway, but you know, those great returns that people have when they come back. And the biggest thing is I would have won, but people have called this the karma crossing into it, and I was just trying to tell the ref how to do his job, and maybe I should have been a little bit more clear, because that zebra gave me a stunner which allowed Chico Suave to pin me. And if that referee, that crooked official in the back pocket, on the same lines as the Montreal Screwjob, you, my friend, are the second coming of Earl Hebner, and you cost me this match in front of so many loyal fans who were waiting for change. But no, you had to keep the belt on Chico Suave. Rico Suave is way better, and Chico Suave is more of a one-hit wonder than Rico Suave is. And the idea that I should have a championship around my waist, absolutely. But I could let this get me down, but the next day, May 14th, the most wonderful day ever. There are not a lot of bursts that have actually influenced the entire world, much as May 14th and mine. And that's why I got to celebrate. We came back, and I got to go to the Twins game, and my presence there. While you say, Darin, you may have lost this match, well, my presence inspired the Minnesota Twins to beat the Chicago Cubs, so I ended this whole weekend on a positive note. My team won 16-3. I was right down the right field line, cheering them on, all this easy, simple stuff. Got to see a Twins game. The sun came out, and it capped off a great weekend. Also, by the way, got a flat tire, but being the the road warrior that I am, I fixed that tire after I got a rental car and went and did all that. But when I came back, I fixed the tire. I put the spare on, and then I had them fix the tire because there was a nail in it. If you're one of those people who's like, I can fix a puncture hole in the tire, first of all, unless you are Mr. Michelin, don't try and come at me with this. But it was a great weekend. It was awesome. I absolutely loved all about it. I had a great time. And let's face it, everyone's like, how are you feeling, Darin? I am 39 and I still have my boyish good looks. And actually, somehow I managed to keep looking young, but also become more mature and distinguished, just like, I mean, if there's ever a transition for getting called daddy, that's going to be me. And if you are uncomfortable and you turned the dial here, that's on you, because it's just the truth and the truth hurts. But look at me. I'm 1 year away from 40 and I still look like I'm in the best shape. And I probably am in my entire career. And I'll get, and what it is that I got a tribute to my running and all that stuff, but also I wanted to introduce something here. We've been talking about battle royals. I was in this Royal Rumble, Freelance Rumble. AEW announced a big battle royal, the Blackjack Battle Royal. So we have this. And it made me start thinking of what happened to me. And people were like, was that your most painful elimination that you've ever suffered? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. But it's not the most painful elimination that somebody had when they were thrown out of a place. And this one is not really Rumble related, but at least it didn't go something like this, which is my Corbin clip of the week. Now, first of all, in order to reenact this, you would have to have at least a battle royal that was 2 stories tall. Now, the 2-story battle royal, I don't want anyone to quote me on that because I don't want to be a part of that, as much as I don't want to be a part of any Royal Rumble. But you saw him tumble end over end, and it almost combined an element of a match that people love. Especially if you're a fan of WrestleMania 14, it was the dumpster match. He almost landed perfectly. The key word is almost, and it's kind of hard to stick a landing from that high up with that many tumbles. But you know what? Gymnasts do it, but this guy didn't really appear to be a gymnast. And let me tell you this right now. I've never done a battle royal naked, but if I was to fall out of the ring naked, knowing what happened to me in my battle royal, I would probably be a little concerned about getting caught on certain things or the impact and landing on something, as we all are. But a naked battle royal would be definitely, well, not televised. Maybe if I start an OnlyFans, maybe that's what will come to be. But don't quote me on this. What you can quote me on is that when you see this video, you know that tonight, actually upcoming schedule, like this airs on a Thursday, I will be doing the VFW for First Wrestling, and then I challenge for the Breakout Championship with Connor Hopkins. Memorial Day's off, and then we jump back into the summer where I'm going to be part of Higher Ground, heavy on wrestling, First Wrestling. WrestlePalooza's not too far away, going back to Second Wrestling for the Northwoods Tour. This is going to be huge. Big weekend all the way to the 4th. I am going to be busy, busy, busy. So what you can quote me on is that there will be more episodes of This is CorbinCenter coming up very, very soon.